Mr. Angels, this is going to be a client reading for somebody for whom I've read before. It's a male, male Gemini, and I'm not starting with his energy. Like I often shuffle before I read for somebody, and I end up with a character, a court card that matches their actual energy. And not this time. It's Earth. Although I think he may be a Capricorn something, like a Capricorn rising or a Capricorn moon or something like that, from what I can remember. In any case, the King of Pentacles is often, yes, a Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Doesn't have to be that. It could just be somebody of those traits or attributes, right? Someone who is generous and, doing well for themselves. Not necessarily rich or wealthy, but that's a possibility, but at least, feeling secure and safe and that they're capable of providing for themselves, of taking care of themselves and all that. But they're happy to help other people as well. They're tremendous work ethic, really dedicated and committed to whatever they put themselves to, whatever they put their minds to. If they decide this is what I'm doing, then they commit to stuff. That's the earth sign energy. And they like to see things through. That's why like the Knight of Pentacles, for example, in the tarot is said to be the only knight that always makes it to his destination. He always reaches his destination. Whereas, let's say, for example, the Knight of Swords could get distracted and not finish, right? That's an air sign's way. That's the way of a Gemini. I always say we have natural like ADD and stuff, or at least I do. I feel like I do. Anyway, so that's the King of Pentacles, positive in basically any and every area of your life. Also upright behind it is the Queen of Wands, and I think I've said to him in the past that I saw like a fire sign mate for him. So that could be what this is coming up from again. I think he may also have some fire too. I think it's like Gemini, Capricorn, and maybe some fire. Maybe was it Leo? I don't really recall. In any case, the Queen of Wands, similar to what I said about the King of Pentacles, is potentially an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, but doesn't have to be. It could just be someone like into those traits or attributes. And I feel that these two can be together for him, even though he is a male and this is a female on the card. These don't have. There's no. They're not gender specific. This is based on archetype, like masculine energy, feminine energy, and we all have each of those. So gender or sexuality don't really come into the picture in terms of tarot or the planets for that matter. The Queen of Wands, she is really confident and creative, and so this can be about, again, a ways of providing for oneself, a ways of generating abundance, like you actively being a participant in helping to bring about abundance, whether it's material or financial or just other, positive energy and things that are surrounding you. You're bringing that about. And the next card is in reverse. It's more pentacles, so that's interesting too. I'm just going to throw these in here. I'll shuffle a little bit on camera. So that was the Five of Wands, to which I opened first. Hangman. The Hermit, more earth. Like I said, he's a Gemini, and the Hermit represents the sign of Virgo. That could be what, I guess, the Pentacles energy was about too. Mercury rules both Gemini and Virgo. But then we have the Hierophant, who's a Taurus, or most directly correlates to the energy of Taurus. So, Hierophant about contracts, commitments, traditional practices. And we have Death. Scorpio energy. About the energy of transition and transformation. And then the Knight of Wands. He takes action with regard to responsibility, and like the Queen, may be an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or someone like into those traits or attributes. I always say pages bring us news of something, and the Knights or who like affect the actual action, implement it or take advantage of the opportunity. And now we've come to Major Arcana card Justice in reverse. I almost turned it right side up just now, but if it's in reverse, it's in reverse. I'm going to pull 6 cards in this first spread. That will be representative of him. What am I doing? The first one will be the card that most directly represents him, and it is the World. So that fits nicely with having seen death, right? This is also about the end of a phase or situation and being eased into a new one that is more befitting of us at our current evolution. Surrounding energy, close friends, family members, co-workers, things. 10 of Wands in reverse. Mates, love interests, potential love interest we haven't met yet, maybe. Work and finance, the Lovers upright. The result in doing something, doing what you love, does directly represent the energy of Gemini, of course. The Lovers and the planet Mercury, which rules us. Is everything in frame? No, everything is not. Let's try that. Let's turn this as well. Okay, I think that's going to be better. The World goes here. Love and relationship. The Hermit, someone from the past returning. Somebody I read for last night got that same card in that same placement too. It's probably that time of year. Mercury retrograde tends to bring back exes and stuff, doesn't it? I feel like it does. Physical health. Death. This is not about physical death. Don't get scared. And last but not least, spiritual health. And this is a super spiritual card. The 8 of Cups in reverse. All right, that's what we got. And Justice in reverse was the overall energy. I feel like I should probably leave well enough alone and not try to fix them anymore. So I'm going to say that they're in frame enough for us to move forward with the reading, beginning with our overall energy of Major Arcana card Justice in reverse. So this is a card that says that there's probably something going on in your life that is causing you to feel as if it's not particularly just. You're a good person and you don't necessarily deserve for things to be going this way. And that you may be correct. I mean, it's probably true. But whatever the situation is, it's probably something that there's not much that you can do a great deal about. And I often say that the karmic energies are represented by the Major Arcana cards. And so they represent things that are happening that we can't do anything about or that we don't have control over. But what we do have control over is our reaction and or response to whatever comes at us. So the guidance is for you, like chin up, like even though something may be happening that again, it might not be right. But how you respond as to like whether you allow that to bring you down or to cause you to sink into a lower vibration or something, that part is up to you. That part is a choice, right? A conscious choice that you make with your free will. So the guidance is for you to keep, your spirits up. Also, justice in reverse is tied to like the energy of, like the laws of cause and effect and karma and, all of these, sort of cliches and spiritual beliefs that all events and people are connected, things I believe, things you probably believe, that but it's like not everything that you're dealing with is a direct result of your own actions or karma. Again, sometimes, um, you know, there's just like karmic energy again around us of which we're not in control, we're not responsible for, and something else set it in motion, and again we're only responsible and in control of our response to it. And sometimes it can be as a result of somebody that we know, someone close to us, something somebody near us they did, that they caused, and we're impacted or affected. But one of the other things that this card guides us to do is to again keep our spirits up and to feel like whether the issue we want to attach it to somebody, or it is attached to somebody else, or it's attached to us. Don't like unnecessarily judge or blame yourself or the other person. Again, it's about your response. So moving on to the world, whatever this thing is that's happening, something may be coming to an end or close. For me, when the world comes up, it can be the end of a living condition or situation, dynamic, a job, a relationship. And it's similar to the tower, the way that I pick it up, except for the tower is abrupt, unexpected, boom. And the world can be, like we could see the writing on the wall, right? And a lot of times we get a warning that this thing is coming. And I feel that it is one of these cards. Again, it's a karmic energy. It's major arcana. So something's happening and it's up to us to respond. So we probably had a chance to get out of the dead end job already. We had a chance to improve the relationship or dodge it, get the hell out of Dodge, right? We had a chance to whatever, to do, whatever, change our living condition. And it could have been years ago and we didn't make that choice, whatever. So now, because this is something for which, that's destined to happen nonetheless, over which we're not in control, it's happening. And, the universe is bringing it about. And so now it's our opportunity to, again, decide how we're going to respond. But we're being eased out of a situation and eased into another one. Sometimes, um, although it's something that maybe we wouldn't have brought on by ourselves, once it's happening, we're eager for it to happen. Um, let's say getting laid off from a job. I'm not suggesting this is happening to you. I'm trying to find an example of something that could make us feel like this isn't fair, this isn't right, I don't deserve this. But then maybe you think, well, it is COVID. Okay, and the Democrats did get back in. They're willing to do stimulus. They, you know, Biden did sign an executive order his first day or so, extending unemployment. All right, so now I'm looking for this job. Like when did they say they were gonna close? Now I'm ready to be off, but I got a couple more weeks that I owe them to work first. But now I'm looking forward to being off. So it could be like that. Like once it's set in motion, even though it's not something you would have done yourself, it's the universe is doing it, and you didn't like it at first. Once you get used to it, you could kind of get impatient. Like, okay, well, when is it gonna happen now? Um, I really want to move. I really want a new place. Um, I really want a new relationship. I really want to spend some time being single. Like I'm over the breakup part of it. And so that's what the world is for me. But it also represents karmic completion. So it is the universe taking an opportunity to also sort of congratulate us on completing a phase, a cycle. It is a cycle. Something has come full circle and it's completed, right? That's the world. So moving on to surrounding energy and the Ten of Wands in reverse. So this could be how other people are influencing our situation. Again, love interests or mates, co-workers, family members, close friends, all of this. And it's important that we're completely honest with ourselves and with everyone around us right now. If we feel like we have too much on our plate, for example, if we feel that someone who is significant to us is being dishonest with us. It's very possible that we're correct about that right now. But before we confront anybody, um, and sometimes we don't even need to confront anybody. But if we feel that we need to, like, take it slow, think it through, because you could just be stressed out, and so everything could be, you could be extra sensitive to like everything, you know. I don't want to use the word paranoid, but you know, like somewhere between between paranoid and sensitive, you know what I mean. um, you could be tired of dealing with delays and feeling like, again, too much is on your plate, you're just overextended, overstretched, and you may be better served by just taking a break rather than trying to like push through all these things. Even like a short, like a couple hours to like sort of decompress and de-stress can be helpful when this kind of energy shows up. But it may very well, it's possible that it's being brought on by other people, or if not like directly by other people that are like frustrating you, whether you believe they're being dishonest with you or not, it could be indirectly from other people because you like the go-to person, maybe among your friends or among your family or both. Like, can you do this for me? Can you? Oh, you're so good with that, and so everybody like piles on you. Or I got this problem, I got that. You're the shoulder to lean on for everyone, you know, around you, and so next thing you know, you're carrying everyone else's burdens, you know, and they've alleviated themselves by dumping upon you. So it can be that way that these other people are impacting you, and you may just need to take a break if it's too much. Um, Moving on to work and finance, there may be like a decision or a choice in that regard that you're having to face too. And it's important to, like, you know, review and in Gemini style, analyze all the information that you have available in order to make the best choice. Maybe that's, you know, from where your stress is coming, and maybe that's what the decision is connected to. You know, I got to make a decision to maybe take a couple of days off work, or you know, you run your own business to, um, you know, to tell my clients, listen, I'm going to be closed for, you know, 24 hours or 48 hours. I'm going on vacation or whatever it is, so that you can sort of think, um, in a more comfortable way, like not like in this very stressed out sort of environment. Also, you, when the lover's coming up, you may want to be cautious about mixing business with pleasure, as they say. If you choose to like go there, then you know, make sure again that this is something that you've thought about and you're aware of what the stakes are. Like, what do you stand to lose, if anything? You know, gains are gains, so that's positive. But you may want to even make a list of like pros and cons and stuff like that. Sometimes when love is love, the lovers are showing up in work and finance, it can be to say like we're too focused on love and relationship, or maybe a specific relationship or person, or you know, maybe having to make a decision in that regard. So we're, or maybe that's what's bringing stress about. What am I going to do with regard to this person? Or I'm thinking about somebody, and so I'm distracted, and that can cause us to lose track of where we are in our financial life sometimes. With the lovers showing up in this placement, so you just want to be mindful of that. Um, you know, most things can wait if you're you know, caught up in romance and stuff like that. But of course, some things cannot. So you just want to make sure that you don't lose sight of anything that's like really important. Like, you know, I would say, you know, the rent, for example. But right now there's like a moratorium, right? So if you don't pay your rent on time, you're not going to be penalized because of the pandemic, the crisis that's going on. But you know, in normal times, you get the idea of, you know, something that has to happen. Just making sure that we're not forgetting to take care of our business while we're, you know, dealing with other issues of the heart. Speaking of issues of the heart, moving on to the placement of love and relationship. Again, we have the Hermit, which most directly represents the energy of Virgo, but does not have to be connected to a Virgo, whether upright or in reverse. It is currently upright for you. The Hermit in the placement of love, or in an answer to a love question, tends to speak about a relationship from the past being rekindled. And what we need to think about is whether or not that's what we want. So again, that could be maybe tied to this work decision, especially if the person is from your job or somebody you met through work, a client, a boss, whatever. Um, that could be, or somebody who's taking you away from your work, impacting your work. That doesn't have to be tied to work. I'm just giving examples. Maybe that's what you need to think about. But the big question is basically, is that what you want? Um, and often when this card comes up, although there is a relationship in the past that's trying to be rekindled, it can be that, like, for us, like, somebody, an ex may be returning, but for us, relationships aren't necessarily a priority, right now when this card comes up. So if your head is saying that, um you want a relationship but your behavior isn't, or vice versa, then maybe you need to do a self-assessment or analysis about that. And sometimes the lovers, the card, again, can be about heart versus head also. So your head may be saying, well, your mind, the logic, may be dictating one thing to you, and then your instincts, your intuition, your heart, something else may be guiding you in another direction. So it's just a matter of again, self analysis and figuring out what it is you want. Not self assessment is probably going to involve your temperament, which is going to help us to segue on into physical health. So again, death is not, the death card in this regard is not something to be afraid of. Which, I mean, I imagine to some people it might be when you say, okay, physical health, oh, death. It's like, whoa, 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 what do you mean? No, it's nothing like that. It has nothing to do with physical death. In fact, it's more so tied to the energies that we've already been discussing, like stress. And so the death card in this position is about trying to keep our stress levels, manageable in order to, continue to remain in good health. Um, it's about, dealing with any issues that come up, not avoiding them, but also, being sure to get enough rest. Again, don't allow ourselves to be overworked, overwrought with, especially overburdened with other people's issues and bullshit and stuff. Sometimes even things like comfort, a massage, a hug from close friends or family can even go a long way with this kind of with this energy that's surrounding you. Um, Again, death represents the sign of Scorpio. And some people would say that Scorpio even rules like physical health. But specifically, it is definitely tied to sexual organs, the reproductive system, our blood, could be digestion, maybe um, which you got to be careful with stress and digestion. Like those, all those things are tied. People say like our gut health is probably where 75% of our immunity is. So you definitely want to take care of these issues. It's a lot of solar plexus and a lot of sacral chakra as well. And then of course the blood system, could be the blood is throughout our body, and so and that could be getting into all kinds of areas of the body. Maybe you want to say even tied to root chakra, if you want to look at it from a spiritual perspective on what you may want to focus. If you decide, like you feel like you need healing, then ask for it both, like on this plane and the spiritual plane. Seek it both, like in a literal way. I need to physically heal myself, but also seek like spiritual healing, or in the spiritual realms, seek that kind of healing too. Whether it's something that you do on your own, or energy healing, or something from someone else, Reiki, or Again, massage, acupuncture, both. And again, it could also mean something like a hug, some sort of comfort from another person. And on that note, that's going to be a nice segue into what the Eight of Cups in reverse means in terms of spirituality, because this can be like about a need to maybe engage more with other people or the outside world. And this is hard for you, which sometimes it can be for a Gemini. Like people say like we're the life of the party or whatever, and they think that we like to be up in the mix all this time. But really, Geminis can be big time loners, and by choice. Like, yes, we could be the life of the party. We could be around a bunch of people. People do like to be around us, but a lot of the time we'd rather just be by ourselves. This is not one of those times when you should be. When this card shows up, a trusted friend or even a group where you feel, at least fairly comfortable, talking to other people and engaging with other people, you'll find that, like, much good and positivity can flow from just this simple, action that you're taking. And even like, to the extent that you find yourself more in tune or in touch with the divine, maybe the people that you're meeting or that you're talking to, they're on a similar spiritual journey. And you guys can learn something from one another. You have a similar vibration, or one has a slight, higher vibration than the other, and you can, again, information can be exchanged, and there can be learning experiences. So it's guiding you to not isolate yourself, is what the Eight of Cups in reverse is doing. So now we use the Angel and Animal Tarots to do another spread. And I've shuffled those cards already as well. And we will begin here with the Ten of Pentacles. So we started with the King of Pentacles before. Ten of Pentacles here. There could be some inheritance or something for you too. Whether it's financial or material, some sort of gain. There could even be like a lump sum of something that comes in, maybe like a scratch off lottery ticket, not necessarily, millions, but something could come in one nice lump that you find is helpful. Maybe it is even something like, stimulus check or, regular tax return or whatever. A bonus, a large tip, something like that. Contentment comes from knowing that your finances are secure and your family's material needs are taken care of. It's important to honor traditions and to have pride in your heritage and the accomplishments of your ancestors. The next card is in reverse. It is the Queen of Cups. Ten of Pentacles, if I didn't talk about it any further, is about security and just feeling comfortable, not even necessarily worrying, in a conscious way about life, because you just, at least in a moment, you're content, satisfied with something. Counting your blessings, feeling blessed. Bottom or top? Let's do bottom. Oh, one fell. Let's put it on top. And on top. Overall energy is now the High Priestess, which represents the sign of Gemini. We've got more of this Cups energy in reverse immediately behind it again. That's how we started. This is a time to pause and to reflect. This is maybe about the self-analysis. Not to take action. Trust in your spiritual gifts, right? Paying attention to your body and your heart, your soul, your gut. As nothing is hidden from your divine intuition. So that's how you're going to receive the message, is that way. Divine being. Here you go. That's your energy. This is one of the cards that fell, and I said, let's put it on top. King of Swords. This is you, and it represents you. This is the placement of the divine being that we're talking about right now. He is brilliant, impartial, professional, and diplomatic. Speak your mind with confidence. Seek out professional advice. So this could be about the spirituality, like seeking again support, help, or the health. And balance mental and emotional considerations. Balance in general is going to be important. Again, we don't want to feel overburdened, overwrought, overworked. None of that. King of Air, of Swords. It's a Gemini like yourself. Or a Libra or an Aquarius or someone like into those traits or attributes. Recent past. That Queen of Wands again. She is confident, warm, intelligent, and graceful. So remember in the beginning we started out with the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands was behind him. Now we started with the King of Swords and the Queen of Wands is behind him. Stretch your wings and fly. Don't underestimate yourself. Assert your independence and creativity. The Queen of Wands is an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or someone like into those traits or attributes. This is recent past. Near future. Six of Cups. Six of Cups is a soulmate card in the tarot. It is about nostalgia. It is about people from our past returning to our lives. So this is what you can expect in the near future. The love and care of children could become an important part of your life. Or people from your childhood may return to it. Old memories can be healed, or possibly old childhood dreams are ready to be revived. Gemini is also like the sign of like siblings. And so in this card tends to be for me too about, if it's not about like our own children, it can be like we're part of the children, we're one of the children, and maybe we have siblings. So they would also represent children. So it could be like parent-child dynamics. Again, soulmates, people returning from your past, things, events, situations returning from your past, ready to be dealt with now. And that's what Mercury, good old Mercury, is all about. That's what Mercury retrograde is all about. Masculine's higher self. Five of Wands. Occasionally, you may experience clashes with others. If you decide the matter is worth your energy, then do what you can to minimize the conflict without sacrificing your goals or beliefs. So like I was saying, you could feel like someone else is stressing you out, and maybe it is the someone else of the fire element. On a more positive note, the Five of Wands to me can be like a competitive energy, sort of like somebody that's going after, by any means necessary, achieving their goals, a hot pursuit of what it is they want. Like the energy of Mars. It really represents the planet Mars for me. And it has these rams on it. Again, Mars is the ruler of Aries and Scorpio. So that's where the rams are from. But Mars is the planet of action and aggression. So again, like hot pursuit. Blocks to your progress. Impatience? Impatience, that can't be right. Not with a Gemini. Yes, no, of course, that can be very right. The planning, resources, and efforts, or worrying that, if it's not impatient, it's like worrying that you haven't done enough. Like, did I check all the boxes? Did I cover all my bases? And being concerned about that. The planning, resources, and efforts that you've invested in your dream will reap great rewards. In the meantime, have patience and meditate on your next steps. So again, rather than be anxious or stressed out, meditate. So this goes to the health part too. But what you can do to help yourself. Chariot. You can successfully balance various or opposing energies. So even if you got a bunch of things going on at once that don't seem to, align, it's saying you can handle them all. You can handle them all at once through determination and focus. You've earned the rewards and recognition that you're receiving. Again, you've done what's required of you to have been done in order to for things to work out for you. So the seven of chariot, major arcana card seven, the chariot, is a card of victory. So again, where there's competition, this is winning. This is success. It's a card of movement and moving, metaphoric and literal. Travel, again, metaphoric and literal. Represents the sign of Cancer, most directly. This is like the feminine aspect of you, masculine archetype, what you can do to help yourself. And it's another Six of Cups. So revisiting some situation from your past is going to help you. But let's see what the card says. Memories from your history or childhood. Issues regarding children and romanticizing the past. Again, the Six of Cups, soulmate card. And can definitely be about somebody returning to your life, especially since we saw the Hermit in your placement of love and relationship. And this is Mercury retrograde. But on top of that, this could be about, again, maybe finishing something from the past. You started something, it's not complete, or revisiting something from the past, whether that's a relationship or some other aspect of your life. Yeah. What the universe wants to help you to do in order to help yourself with regard to this challenge. Three of Swords, great sadness. Take time to heal. There's a need to forgive yourself and others. And I do feel like this is tied to, like maybe it is tied to an inheritance. It doesn't necessarily speak to losing anyone now, or I'm not feeling that at least if it does. But, again, to thinking back. No, this was grandpa's, this was grandma's, this was, and then leaving to being nostalgic about that. Even if you're getting something, you're inheriting something, could be tied to that world. Like you're ending up in a better situation, but you wouldn't have chosen this. And the universe wants to help you to get through that. But whenever I pull a card like this, I like to pull a clarifier too, maybe to substantiate what I was saying, or to give us other ideas as to what could be going on. And I like to do that by pulling the next upright card. So in this case, this is it. And it is Major Arcana card 18, the Moon. We do have a full moon this week, actually, in Leo. The moon represents the unknown and definitely the need to go with the flow and with our instincts and our intuition, even if we're not sure like what the outcome is meant to be, to just stay on our path and follow it, and trust, have some faith in yourself and the universe, God, whatever it is you believe, and see what happens. It's important to trust your intuition, even if you're unsure of what's happening. All will be revealed soon, so worry is unnecessary. I'll pull another one. And it is the Magician. This is your energy here. And that of Gemini and Mercury in general. There is magic in the air, and you can manifest everything you need to be successful. So this is doubling down to say there's no need to be fearful of whatever this is, even if, again, you don't know everything that's happening, and that can be difficult for a Gemini. Like, I need to think this whole thing through from start to finish. I need to know, like, the whole plan, that I'm going to say this, and then you're going to say that, and then before I do it. And this is saying, like, no, don't be nervous. Don't be anxious, because that can cause self-fulfilling prophecies, expecting the worst, self-fulfilling prophecies, sleepless nights. Instead, strength. I think the Leo moon will help you with some of that strength. Major Arcana card 11. This is the last card, of this little pile that is upright. Does represent the sign of Leo. Great inner strength, release harsh judgments, instead exercise some forgiveness and compassion. So I think that that is here joining with the moon and this Queen of Wands. Um, saying that whatever, even if you don't know some aspects of what's going on, you're going to get through it just fine. You have the energy of the magician. You are a Gemini. You can accomplish anything. Your mind is so powerful. And then on top of that, you have the universe stepping in. It wants to help you with this. This is what it's telling you. It wants to help you with. And we have a Leo full moon, which is going to bring about the energy, of support and strength for you, and the fire that you need to, again, be in hot pursuit of reaching your goals, period. And then the outcome. Outcome is the Four of Cups. So it's like saying it can go either way. There's a potential to miss the opportunity if you remain stuck in this sort of fearful mode and, again, manifest the negativity. Missing an opportunity, discontentment, or boredom. You need to open your eyes to the possibilities. And what if he does? Queen of Cups, which is a super positive card. Compassionate, loving, giving, and psychic. This is a time of deep emotions and heightened intuition that you can trust completely. So if that's the case, then what? This shouldn't be here at all, right? Whatever this other guidance is you're getting from the moon, the other indications that you need to follow your intuition, the high priestess, that your overall energy, all of that, don't let the Nine of Swords, trump those, because it doesn't. Trust it completely. Be mindful that you don't ignore your own needs also while caring for others. So again, there's a need to take care of yourself in terms of your stress level and all of that, your health, your physical health, and your spiritual health, while you're also supporting other people, maybe through an issue, maybe through their, thinking back and memorializing someone, they're being nostalgic about a past time, and something has come back from that past time to revisit us, or we have to confront our past in some sort of way, or it's confronting us. They could definitely be, like I said, tied to someone's memorial, or, like their estate, coming due. It's time to divvy up property, or something like that. So it can bring about thoughts and feelings, that require dealing with. And they, again, can feel like we're being put upon, like there's too much on our plate. I can't deal with all this. Why me? And the universe is saying, just trust me. Just trust me. Just trust yourself that you're going to get through this, and you're going to come out the other side like a better person. I'm putting these back in because I'm going to use these same ones now to look at quickly. Not like when I did the full yearly readings. They were all like anywhere. When I do specifically a yearly reading for an individual, it's like a half hour, 45 minutes. Maybe they order an hour long thing. So I'm not going to do that. But let's take a peek at least, right, on the year. Take some, put some in the middle, and put some in the bottom. About that. Okay. And your energy again. Just the feminine archetype, but still your energy nonetheless. It is the Queen of Swords. She is experienced, self-sufficient, brilliant, and funny. All of your life experiences have prepared you for this moment of truth. I think that message is tied to those 2 sixes of cups, to be honest. It's time to declutter your home, to clear away situations that aren't working for you anymore, and to disengage from people who create more drama than happiness. And again, with this Wands energy immediately behind, but this time it's not the Queen. This time it's the King of Wands. He is inspiring, dramatic, ambitious, and wise. Now's your moment to step up into a leadership role. Don't back away from the spotlight, as your plans will be successful as long as you stay focused on the big picture. And then behind that, you have another world. And the world is a fire energy for me. So again, something coming to completion, maybe that now puts you into a leadership role or a need to like take charge of your own life, your own affairs, and do things your way, all of that. All right, so I think I'm all of a sudden I'm hearing like the T. You're probably hearing it too. TV from another room louder. I wonder if my door has come somewhat ajar, but I'm unable to tell. I'm trying to peek over there. I apologize if it is, coming through and is distracting. Okay. So I just gave you 2 cards per month for each of the 12 months. The bottom one is like a general energy. So when I pick them up, you'll see the one in the bottom will be the general energy. It will then be on the top, and the one behind it will be love and relationships. So we begin with January, even though January is almost over. And here we are with this worker energy, just like we saw in your other spread, that you possibly met somebody through work in terms of love and relationship, whether it was at the same job as yours or through work is very, very possible, and or an earth sign or earth sign like person. Your most satisfying, and this is a message for you though, with regard to love and relationship. Your most satisfying and profitable career, it says career, but I'm going to say or relationship as well, comes from following your passions, listening to your heart, and doing what brings you joy. Okay, don't leave that sort of thing up to other people to dictate to you, like your type or who's best fits for you and all that. Your life purpose is best fulfilled by allowing your talents and true self to shine forth into the world. So this one is actually your general energy. So it may not have anything to do with the love life also, but since they were both of the earth element, I figured they could also be tied. In a general sense, the Three of Pentacles is about abundance that's earned for me. So it's about abundance, some sort of abundance coming our way. And usually it's something that we generated through, in an earthly way, right? So maybe through actual labor, something on this plane is what's bringing about the abundance. And you have the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is scholarly, dependable, patient, and successful. Also a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Good news about financial matters. Wanting to do something more challenging and maybe a new area of study. So actually the Page of Pentacles, since this is your true love and relationship card, the Page of Pentacles is somebody often that is bored with their love life, whether that's being single, being bored, I've had enough of being single, or I'm in a relationship and I'm sort of over this, especially a long-term relationship. Sometimes we've come to decide like, I'm not with this anymore. And then it takes it's one of those cards that again has a need for self-analysis, because you got to think about like, okay, I was bored, but do I really want to lose this opportunity? Do I really want to lose this person? Do I really want to lose this chance to have a good, healthy relationship? And of course, if the answer is a no, then you do what you need to do, if the other person is willing as well, to fix that relationship rather than leave it alone. If you're single and you're tired of being that way, then you know what you have to do. You have to engage with other people, but that has already come up in your reading as well, right? So we know what we have to do in either case. February, general energy. It is death. It's time to release the past and to move on to something new. This ending is the first step on the way to a happier future. Something is coming to an end. Something is transitioning. That something could be you, right? It could be someone, and it could be you. Moving into a new phase, a new energy, having completed, one cycle in your life. February 13th, is it February 13th? No, it's February 12th, actually. I was going to say, I think February 13th is the Lunar New Year, the Chinese New Year. It's February 12th. But I don't know, the Chinese New Year popped into my head when I looked at this card. It's not like it's the year of the peacock or anything. It's the year of the ox, the metal ox. That may be significant to you somehow, although this is, again, not the 12th, it's the 13th. But yeah, something's happening, and you may have made a conscious decision to allow it to, and to allow something to transition, and you're happy with that. And maybe again, other people are outside external sources or forces are trying to get you to lean to their will. And this card tells you to defend your beliefs and decisions with regard to your love life. Stand your ground. Choose your battles wisely. So people don't like your mate, your choice in mate. They don't like your type. They want to tell you what to do. They don't like the fact that you're single. They don't like the fact that you're couple. Whatever the situation is, it's again, tie it back to that Three of Pentacles. This is about your choice and what you want, and then you put your foot down. March. General energy. 10 of Swords. The end of a career path. Maybe it's tied to death. Project or relationship brings feelings of mixed joy and sadness. So I've talked about that sort of energy a couple times tonight in terms of the world, but this is the Ten of Swords is giving you similar, right? Something good, but maybe something that also like, oh, I'm gonna miss that, But at the same time, I'm glad it's over, right? Mixed joy and sadness, relief and disappointment. Put aside your fears about these changes and trust that a brighter future awaits. So again, it does put you in a better place. And we're back to the fire energy. The Knight of Wands is passionate, adventurous, self-assured, and restless, and a very good card for love and relationship, right? Passionate. A sudden event that needs immediate attention. Time is of the essence. Think things through carefully. Knight of Wands is basically Prince Charming, as far as I'm concerned, and maybe tied to an actual fire sign, an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. But it really is just about passion, fiery relationships, and opportunities for relationship. When that card shows up, so maybe like a hot date. April. Four of Cups is the general. So again, potential to miss out on an opportunity if we don't engage, if we don't take advantage, if we don't investigate things that are around us, that are happening. Your responsibilities may distract you from noticing all the gifts that God is presenting to you. Be open to investigating opportunities that come your way. And the Knight of Cups could be one of those opportunities. This is one of the best cards to get as well. I mean, the Knight of Fire is a pretty awesome one, but the Knight of Cups is a really good one too for love and relationship. Emotional, romantic, enthusiastic, and contemplative. Possibly a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or someone likened to those traits or attributes is significant here. Falling in love or wedding proposals. The need to balance emotions and an invitation to a social event. All those are possible. Knight of Cups for me is another one of these cards that can be about someone returning to your life as well. Ex coming back or something like that. That brings us to May. And we have Major Arcana card for the Emperor. Structure and organization are important right now. Don't be afraid to take on a leadership role as you have much wisdom to offer. So this is a take charge energy, just sort of playing by the rules, leading by example, maybe even being a little bit firm in your choices, and again, not backing down from things. And it's coupled here with Major Arcana card 14, Balance, which is temperance in the traditional tarot. Temperance, which represents the sign of Sagittarius, the fire sign, Sagittarius. By merging varying points of view, you can now generate an extraordinary new idea, compromise with others, and collaborate to discover a better solution. So, in love and relationship, temperance can be about healing, deciding to look beyond differences. And, you have the zebra here on the front. And it could be something like that. Well, I'm white and you're black. What are we going to do about that? We could come together and be striped. That's a way around it. If we're comfortable with that. We could be polka dotted. We could be a checkerboard. But we're looking beyond the differences. So that's one thing. But it also, temperance in love specifically, can also come up when we're feeling that we're out of balance. Like maybe it's a one-sided relationship, or the other person does so much more. We're feeling that, they have so much more to offer than we do. If we're feeling a little low self-esteem, or we're feeling like I do everything and I keep give and I give and I give and I don't get much back, and we're feeling out of balance. And when that comes up, there is a time to communicate, right? And to collaborate in that sense on making things better, or decide, that maybe, this is not the right space for one or both of us. June. General. Page of Cups. Intuitive, sensitive, artistic, and friendly. A new person enters your life. A relationship begins a new phase. So that can be this, tied to that. And there are heightened psychic abilities. Page of Cups is possibly a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. It is tied to the Ace of Swords in terms of love and relationship. Brilliant new ideas and inspirations, seeing the truth of a situation, and maybe a challenging beginning. Well, the Ace of Swords represents a challenging beginning because it's on the heels of difficulty. So we were met with some challenges, or you were met as an individual maybe as some challenges the month before, and so now you're getting a fresh start, but it's on the heels of that. So it may not immediately be awesome. It may take some time to get back into the swing of things, but it's a victory for you and a brand new start for you nonetheless. The Ace comes after often the 10. So it's interesting that you have both here. July. Judgment, which is one of my favorite cards. Judgment represents the sign of Scorpio in the tarot, and in a general sense is also about abundance that is earned, like the Three of Pentacles, but so much stronger because it is, Major Arcana. And contrary to what I said about the Three of Pentacles, that I said that tends to come from an earthly situation, right? Maybe physical labor or something, your actual work, whatever that is. Judgment can definitely be from the divine. In the Rider-Waite, right, this card is, the Judgment card is like Saint Gabriel with his horn, blowing it like it's Revelations, and the people in purgatory getting ready to see like what they get from God. What do I get? I get to stick around. I get to go up. I got to go down. What's happening? The gifts are being doled out. And so that's what this is too. Review and evaluate. A favorable assessment of the facts. It's time to move in a new direction. And there could be some sort of actual, literal, physical judgment, like in your favor, where something is granted to you. And especially since it's partnered here with Major Arcana card 3, the Empress, which is about lavish abundance. Give birth to your dreams, nurture yourself and others. But with this card specifically tied to love and relationship, it can definitely be about serious attraction, serious sexual energy. And I talked about the energy of Pluto and Scorpio being about sexual energy as well. So these two cards coupled together, it's hot, heavy, right? Really strong. But the Empress does that on her own too. She sort of exudes and drips, right? Sexuality and attractiveness. And then in the placement of love and relationship specifically, it's hot and heavy there. You could find yourself very attractive to a lot of potential suitors at this time. They're just interested in you. They're recognizing what you have to offer, even if you're not. But I think you are too. You're recognizing it too. And you kind of can have your choice. And the Empress does represent the signs of Gemini, Libra, and Taurus, those signs that are ruled by Venus. Also a good time to work on getting pregnant, or getting someone pregnant if that's what you want to do. Or it could be a time of receiving news that someone is pregnant or giving birth. August. The Four of Swords. Time to rest or take a vacation. Summer. It's a good time to take a vacation. You could be planning it. The Four of Swords for me can be the planning stages of a vacation often. It's also about maybe a need to make some sort of decision. And in order to make that decision, finding, an energy of peace, meditation, quiet, sleep on it, as they say, so that you can figure it out. Time to rest or take a vacation. Allow more time before making a decision. Meditation may provide answers. But whatever the case is, you can do, have, be anything you want with the energy of the Magician showing up for you here. Manifestation being strong. In terms of love and relationship, that means the kind of relationship you want. Right? The dynamic. I want it with, mutual respect and adoration. I want reciprocity. That's what I'm manifesting. That's what I'm focused on. And boom. Also, a Gemini, maybe other than yourself, is significant here too. There's magic in the air, and you can manifest everything you need to be successful. September. 2 Tens of Wands. One in general and one in your love and relationship. And you also have the 10 of Wands in reverse in your first spread, the position of like surrounding energy, other people around you. To think they're back at it, whoever those people are, or whatever those energies represent. Too much work. Accept help from others. Life is out of balance, and that can cause stress-related health concerns. Right? You're working far too hard, and the stress will soon become too much. Reach out for help from others, and take some time to play and enjoy life. So if you haven't actually gone on vacation here, if this is just a thought of should I take some sort of break, whether that is with your partner or with a partner or a mate or alone, you definitely need to be between September and October taking some sort of time for you, even again, like we talked about before. It means a few hours to rest, to nap, to, nurture, take care of yourself, me time. Here it becomes important. November. Queen of Wands. She's back. She is talented, brilliant, independent, and charming. Don't underestimate your ability to manifest your dreams. You may have several priorities vying for your attention at once. That's what it seems like. A lot going on with these 2 Tens of Wands here. This says, but you can do it. Like, you're going to be okay. You can handle everything. I'm just saying, take a minute for yourself. Make sure you get enough rest and all that kind of stuff while you got all that going on. And this 8 of Wands indicates that there's probably also stuff going on behind the scenes that you're not having to handle yourself. In addition, it can be about communication and stuff like that. But also, a relationship may not be taking off in the speed that you would want. 8 of Wands can be like, we have our mindset on something or someone and a plan in mind, and it just doesn't seem to be happening as fast as we would have it. And if that's the case, you can the guidance is to like redirect your energy into something else in the meantime, and so that you allow for the relationship part to, be organic and fall into place. Events moving at a fast pace. Delays are over, and many things are happening at once. That's what the Eight of Wands says. November. The Five of Wands in the general energy again. Occasionally, you may experience clashes with others. If you decide the matter is worth your energy, then do what you can to minimize the conflict without sacrificing your goals or beliefs. Again, this card can also be more positively for me about aggressive, pursuit of something, sort of like that Martian energy. It can be about competition and things like the workplace, and just having the best proposal, putting forth the best results, the best work, and, having that sort of thing pay off. It can be about actual conflict. If you're not with yourself in terms of being conflicted, but with close friends or family, or somebody at work. And in love and relationship, we have the Moon. Important psychic insights, events behind the scenes, release fears that hold you back. The Moon most directly represents the sign of Pisces. And when it shows up in love and relationship, it is a very easy time for us to end up in conflict, for us to end up arguing, because Moon is about illusion and misunderstanding and confusion. And so it's very easy when the Moon shows up in love and relationship placement to like say say things that we can't take back, that we don't mean, that end up in, maybe a conflict that we can't easily fix. So the guidance is to be careful there, sort of look before you leap. In terms of relationships, if you don't have to confront a situation or a person, because you don't have all the information, then don't. And last but not least, December. Queen of Wands again. She is confident, warm, intelligent, and graceful. Stretch your wings and fly. Don't underestimate yourself. Assert your independence and creativity. She is potentially an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius that is significant to you in your life. It's showing up in your general energy. It's a positive card in terms of general energy. It is about being creative and confident and a go-getter and, doing your thing and having things work out for you in your life, because you're going to have it that way, right? You're in pursuit of them. And then in your placement of love and relationship, we have another Eight of Cups, a desire to move on, the search for something more meaningful, spiritual, and emotional growth. And the Eight of Cups, particularly in terms of a long-term relationship, whether ongoing or off and on, we may be finally deciding to let go when the Eight of Cups shows. But alternatively, Eight of Cups is about moving, walking toward or moving toward something, or deciding to move away for something, or someone. But whatever it is that we pick, it's a positive thing. It's a good thing. It's because we've outgrown this thing, very possibly spiritually and emotionally. We've outgrown this. Our vibrations no longer align, or we're moving toward someone, or a situation with which our vibration better aligns, and that's what we're drawn to. So it's a very positive move. Further advice here: justice, fair and just decisions. Do what you know is right. Stand up for your beliefs. The Moon again. It's important to trust your intuition, even if you're unsure of what's happening. All will be revealed soon, so worry is unnecessary. That's been like a repeated message. Avoid worry and anxiety and stress. Speaking of stress, Five of Swords. Your current path isn't leading you to the happiest possible outcome, so why not change it? Always maintain integrity and compassion, but Be alert to the hidden agendas of others. And lastly, we started with the King of Pentacles. We're ending with the King of Pentacles. He is generous, professional, responsible, and practical. A successful time. Confidently accept opportunities that you are offered. You have the Midas touch. I hope you have enjoyed your reading. I enjoyed doing it for you. I'll talk to you soon. Namaste.